Let's talk about how to fly in a lucid dream. Hey guys, welcome back to Tipharot. It's me Matt here, and today we're talking about flying. Now this is something a lot of people want to do in a lucid dream because it's very fun, but it's also something a lot of people struggle with. Now I was lucky enough that flying came quite easily to me in a lucid dream. I kind of intuitively knew what I should do to fly, and I just followed it and it worked. But, flying isn't always that easy for everyone, and so there are lots of different ways that you can go about it. The main thing to remember is just the number one rule for dream control, and that is that you have to believe that it is going to work. If you do not believe that it's going to work, it's not going to work. If you've seen The Matrix, there are all these scenes where, Morpheus is telling Neo that he has to believe in something or he has to know something is that way for it to actually work, and it works the same in lucid dreams. In fact, even though it wasn't intended this way, The Matrix actually gives a better, more realistic representation of lucid dreaming than Inception does, so you may want to check it out if you haven't seen it already. So for me, the way that I learned to fly was by striking up the Superman pose and jumping up into the air. Now this just came to me in a dream, I just thought this would be a good idea, and part of why it worked is because, I've seen Superman before on TV and so on and in comics and that, and Superman can fly. Normally I know a person can't fly, but I know that, in fictional world, Superman can. And the thing about the subconscious mind, which is the part that you need to convince that you can fly, is that it sees everything, anything that happens it sees as real. So something that happens in a movie the subconscious sees as real, it's just that it sees it as real for, that situation. If you haven't ever flown, then it doesn't necessarily believe you can fly, but it believes that guy on the TV in that movie can fly. So if you just copy what that character does in your favourite movie or a comic or a video game or something and how they fly, then you may find that you can fly as well. So try that out. Strike up the Superman pose with your fist in the air and jump up and see if that works. Another thing you can try is putting your arms out and literally flapping them, because that's kind of the stereotypical thing that we do as kids when we're trying to figure out if we can fly. We put our hands out and we try and flap them like wings. So you can try something like that. It might actually work for you. Another one that you could try is swimming through the air, because your mind kind of sees this texture of water as being a lot more similar to air, and so if you swam before in water and you try to do that in a dream in the air, you might find that it actually works and you go through the air and start swimming through the air. Another thing you can try is mentally saying to yourself in your head while you're dreaming, fly, or some other command similar to that. You can even ask a dream character to help you fly, or if it helps, you can actually generate an object that will help you fly. Like if you don't believe that you can fly and you just can't convince yourself, no matter how hard you try, and none of these methods seem to be working, then what you can try doing instead is, for example, spawning a jetpack and put the jetpack on and just turn that on, because then you're going to be able to believe that you can fly. Now if you don't know how to spawn a jetpack, then definitely check out my dream control video, which I'll link to up there. Another thing that you can try is just imagining yourself slowly levitating off the ground. Just look at the ground beneath you and imagine that you're rising up off it. And try to kind of imagine that you can already see it happening. So like if you can see your feet on the ground, just try to imagine that they're actually a little bit off the ground and you can actually see it happening already. Just because if you believe that enough, then it will actually start to happen. You'll start to rise up further and further. And then you can just imagine this sensation speeding up until you're actually just floating up off the ground and flying. So anyway, these have been a few ways that you can try out flying in a lucid dream. I hope you find them helpful and I hope they work for you. And if you found this video helpful, then definitely remember to subscribe up there for more. And if you haven't already, then definitely check out my Advanced Lucidity Lucid Dreaming course. I talk about all these different aspects of dream control there. And I also have some cool challenges for you to try out after you've learned the basics. Thank you guys for watching. Take care.